Good morning. It's great to be here. And appreciate you all taking the time to come and visit with me. Appreciate the work that you're doing here.
Thank you.
And happy to continue to be able to support it. But tell me a little about all of you. Tell me your story. Jack, why don't you start and tell me, what you want me to know about this?
Okay. Well, this is an honor and a privilege to have you visit this program. Welcome to the Paterson office of our Reconnections program of Family Connections. Family Connections, a staff of 160 staff, over 35 programs. And today we celebrate our Home Safe, our Keeping Families Together program. And 3 years ago, you and Commissioner Blake decided that housing was no longer going to keep families apart. Families whose children were in foster care and families who could provide a safe, nurturing, and permanent home should be together, and that housing should not be an issue to keep them apart. So that was a courageous decision. Thank you to you, to Commissioner Blake. This will be a part of your legacy as a governor. It's been an honor to be a part of, and a thrill to work with the families.
That's great. Listen, there's no doubt that first of all, Commissioner Blake isn't here today. She's out of state today, but she was integral in bringing this issue to me.
Yes.
And our whole administration in this area, as you probably know, has been geared towards making sure that people get real second chances at life. And that involves a whole bunch of things, as you know. And so the housing piece is definitely part of that. So we're thrilled to be a part of it. And this program has been particularly effective. And so you're to be commended, and all the people here to be commended for the work that you've been doing. Because not every program we always fund is always effective, right? And so when we find programs that really work, we want to make sure that we continue to fund them, but also put the spotlight on them as well. And let people know that there are folks who are really being helped and their lives are being changed by these things, and people are getting effective second chances to reunite with their families. And we know how important that is to those children. But not only to the children, to the parents.
Yes.
You can't feel like a real parent if you're not together with your child. It makes it harder.
Yes.
Right? So having you together as a unit is important to their growth and development, but it's also important to your happiness and your well-being, which is part of the equation I think we forget sometimes. But I think it's a really important part of it. So Allison and I are really happy to continue to support the program and to expand the program because it's working really well.
And Governor, if I may, I think one of the reasons that this program was effective was that you and the commissioner decided that in starting this program, you were going to start this program as a pilot project and work collaboratively with a community agency. So this program has been a trendsetter both in service delivery but also in the implementation. It's been a true partnership between government and a community agency in solving a very difficult problem.
It is, and it's part of our philosophy that we've brought this for the last 8 years, not only in this instance, but lots of other instances. We have so many great community-based nonprofits and others that are doing really good work. And oftentimes government thinks that they have to reinvent the wheel and hire 15 people into DCF or to Human Services or to other agencies to get them to do what you're already doing really well and doing based in the community. So why not partner with folks who already have those connections in each different part of the state, not have to establish them ourselves, and have credibility with the community that they're going to serve, where we, would have to establish that credibility and may or may not be good at doing it. And that's why, I'm happy that we're expanding this for another 25 units in Hudson County. We're adding a program like this in Middlesex County. So what you've been able to do here has proven to be so successful that we can replicate it in other places and use the model that we developed together. And bring new organizations into the fold so that now they can contribute their expertise and their background, and it may make this program better, but things we learn in Hudson are things that we learn in Middlesex. So, and folks there need it just as much as they need it here. So tell me how how this has affected your life and where
It
you're
changed
at.
my life a lot. I had a daughter or whatever. I was staying with her father, and then I went into a program to get my life better. And I didn't want to go back to where I was. And I don't know, somehow they stepped into my life, and it changed a lot, a lot. I'm able to take care of my daughter. I'm able to keep my child, you know.
How old is she?
She's 4. She's 4 years old. And it's the best thing that happened to me because, you know, I have other children that I wasn't able to keep, and for the same reasons, you know, not having a place to live with them, you know. And by the end of my stay at the program, I had a place to take my daughter home to, and the people are great. They like my family, you know. Anything that you want to do, they help you achieve your goals, and that's what you really need in life, especially when you don't, you know, you don't have anyone. Like somebody to push you to do what you need to do, you know. And I love it. I don't know.
That's good. Well, listen, your smile tells me everything I need to see, right? So, I mean, you know, a lot of these things don't need a whole lot of in-depth analysis. You know, you said the key things. You're home with your child. She's happy and you're happy, and you have a structure around you that helps you to push you to get to where you need to get to, where you want to be.
Yeah.
And how great is that, right? To have people who believe in you.
Exactly.
Because that's one of the hardest things to find, right?
Yeah.
You find people who believe in you, especially when you've had some
Or
troubles.
give you a chance, you
Right.
know? It's not, sometimes, you know, especially in the neighborhood that I'm from, people don't really give you, you know, a chance even if they see you doing what you need to do, you know? So, like, I'm just blessed. I'm blessed right now.
We got a lot of
Thank
people who
God
don't
for
believe
that.
change can happen, right? And so they think if you started in one place, that's where you have to end up.
Yep.
And I think one of the great things about this program is that they believe the exact opposite. That you're not going to end up where you started. When you get connected with this group, that you can really use the enthusiasm they have and the confidence that they have and the resources to be able to move your life in a different direction.
Yes. Totally.
And you can leave a lot of that old negativity in the past, right? We never forget it.
No, you can't forget it, because that's where you got to go back to if you don't, you know, handle your situation the right way.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad for you. That's really great. What's been happening with you?
I achieved so much, Governor Christie. Thank you. It was a blessing. Thank you. I was a diapers case. The only reason I couldn't get my children back because I didn't have anywhere for them to stay. And this program stepped in, and they only chose 4 out of the state of New Jersey, and I was one of the 4. And I have 4 of my kids.
How many kids do you
I
have?
have 5.
5, great.
I got my driver's license. I've been to school. I got my security license. I'm about to go to school to be a probation officer. It just helped me with my family. I have a child that's disabled. They put in a program, it's called SPAM. I never knew anything about it. And each session, they would tell me with my child's disability that this is what New Jersey offers. I never knew. And I was like, now I know how to deal with my daughter and her disability, you know? And it's just been such a blessing. You know, it's like everything's just going straight ahead. If I call, they're there. You know, they talk to me. They give me and my kids counseling. And, you know, it came a long way. My son, he's in college, you know, and my other kids, they go to high school, and everything's good, and I have a career now. So I just want to say thank you.
Oh, listen, you're welcome, and thank you for, you know, for bearing through all of it. And I think that's one of the things that always frustrates me. You know, we set up a lot of different programs that can help people, and part of the challenge always is trying to figure out how to get the people who need it to know that it's available to them.
Okay.
And so, you know, this is another thing that this kind of program does, because it goes across the entire spectrum of services that we offer as a state to folks who need some help.
Yes.
And so you have a group of people who can just speak to you and say, well, you have this particular issue or problem, or you have this goal or ambition. Well, there's things that we can do to help you get there. And that's just a gift.
Yes.
And it's out there and waiting for people to use it. And so programs like this are a practical way for us to be able to connect people with all those different opportunities, not just the housing issues, but these folks know all the different resources that are available. And now here you are from where you started, with an education, with a career, with your children being educated, with your disabled child getting the help that she needs to be able to reach her fullest potential, whatever that turns out to be. And that's what we're all dreaming for as a parent, right?
Yes.
For our kids to reach their fullest potential and to be better than us.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're all reaching for that. So it's so great that you see that in sight now.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Thanks for the program.
You're very
Yes.
welcome. Sir.
Okay, the program has been fantastic for me. Used to live in West New York, and the apartment was kind of small for 4 kids. At the new apartment, the kids have their own bedrooms, 2 bathrooms with 2 teenage daughters you need.
At least.
Used to have to struggle to do laundry because the laundromat was 3 blocks away. Now it's a unit. The washer dryers in the unit. I grew up in Jersey City, so I was familiar with the area, and it's a great place.
Yeah.
Great. Good for you. How old are your kids?
11, 13, 15, and 18.
Great. A full group. That's great. And you know, it's expanding this the way we have. Now we're in 9 different counties, as you know, and the commissioner's done and her staff has done a great job in terms of, you know, making sure this program grew, but grew in a smart way, in a sensible way, so that we had people, when they entered the program, getting the services that they needed, and not feeling frustrated. Because one of the worst things that happen is you come to one of these programs, you get frustrated, you walk away, and your situation goes from bad to worse. We don't want to see that happen to folks. And so I'm glad to hear that this stuff is working. Because lots of times people describe these things to me, as you might imagine. Governor, fund this is the way it'll work. And sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. It's always gratifying for me when it actually works the way that we planned for it to work. And then I get to meet folks like you who've actually benefited from it directly. That's a really
Because everything they tell you is everything they do, you know, when they first tell you about the program.
It's really good. And I think for us, the idea of giving people second chances that are meaningful. So whether you've come out of a drug or alcohol abuse problem, whether you've come out of a abuse problem, physical abuse or sexual abuse, whether you've come out of a situation where you know, you've got family members who have those problems that have broken apart the family, you know, whether you've been incarcerated, you know, all of those things are things that people go through in this state and they don't want to go back to it. And for those who don't want to go back to it, we want to give them an opportunity to really meaningfully change their lives. And what we don't especially want is, if that's an experience that an adult has had, for that experience to be repeated by the child.
Exactly.
Because that's what they see.
You have to break the cycle.
Yeah.
And so we have to do that. And housing is a big part of that. Making sure that we make this housing available to folks to make it livable.
Yes.
You know, because kids have demands, as we know. No matter what's possible, they got demands. And as parents, we want to try to reach those as much as we can. Anything that you would change about it, or things that you've experienced that could be better?
I never had a problem with it.
Good, all right.
We go move to a different county.
Which county you want to move to?
Oh, yeah.
Well, 'cause, like, a lot of with my job, like, it's a lot of, like, you know, jobs down in Middlesex County. So I wouldn't mind moving down here.
Well, the good news is,
I want to follow where the job at, where the money at.
yep,
So,
we all want to follow where the money is. I guarantee you. I'm getting ready to do the same thing. So, we just opened in Middlesex now. So part of what the announcement is today is that we now have this program expanded to Middlesex County. So start looking. Start looking, because you know, Middlesex will now be a county where we've added. We're now in 9 different counties. So we're in Essex, we're in Passaic, Hudson, Monmouth, Atlantic, Gloucester, Camden, Cumberland, and Middlesex. Middlesex is the newest one that we're adding right now. So we're going to have opportunities for people We're now in more than a third of the counties, and that's good. And as the program continues to show it's successful, I'm confident that whoever the next governor is, that they'll be looking to expand this. We started it with a couple of counties, and now have it to 9. And the great thing is that it's also a program that you get a great return on, because people begin to work, and thank God pay taxes. All right? And that helps to get us the money we need.
That's why they also showing us about home ownership too. So we're having a class that's coming up about owning property in New Jersey.
Let me tell you, it's
They
a
teach
great
you a lot.
thing.
They teach you a
Yeah,
lot.
they teaching us that too, like how
They teach you
credit
a
score
lot.
supposed to be, and
Yep.
because a lot that's the goal. So own a house.
Yeah, and the ultimate goal, right, for everybody is to be self-sufficient.
Exactly.
To say, like, you know, I can do this on my own.
That's right.
I've done it on my own, but I need to have the tools and the skills to be able to do that.
Yes.
And we can't assume that everybody, in fact, we know that everybody doesn't have them. And so our job is to make sure that if we don't want people to be dependent upon government, the other side of that coin is people don't want to be dependent on government. In fact, they're a lot happier when they're able to say, hey, listen, I've got a job of my own, I've got a home of my own, and I'm putting food on the table and sending kids to school, and it's because of me. I'm operating as a responsible parent who's able to provide for your children. Great thing. Chuck, is there stuff that we should be doing that we're not doing?
Well, as simple and as obvious as that is, I know that rolling this program out and making a decision to do this, and yes, we're going to fund housing now as part of DCP&P, that took courage. And I want to thank you again. I want to thank the commissioner. And our mission, keeping hope alive. Hope lives here. You've talked about inspiration. Where do we get our inspiration from? It's you. And I really want to thank you for your commitment to your children, for saving your children's children. Your work in this last year and this last time has saved your families generations from now. And your commitment is really inspiring to me, to my staff, and I know I speak for all of the staff in saying, great job.
Thank you.
It is. It's so inspirational for us to see people who have faced challenge and have met up to it. Right? There's lots of people who face challenge and run away. And as Jacques said, you know, it affects not only you, but your children and your children's children. Because where do we learn this stuff from, right? You know, initially our example is our parents, right? They're the ones who teach us what our responsibilities are, how we're supposed to conduct ourselves. And you've given now a powerful lesson to your children. It's not that parents need to be perfect. We know we're not. I say to my wife all the time, I know we're making mistakes. I don't know what they are, or I wouldn't do them. But you know, years from now, I'm sure my children will be telling somebody about something I did that really bugged them or made them feel bad or whatever. We're parents, we're not perfect. But what the powerful message and example you're showing your children now is that no matter what the challenges are, that there's such a priority in your life that you're willing to face up to those challenges. And that sets an example for them about when it's their turn. That you can't walk away from a challenge that hurts your child. You got to step up to that challenge, and as hard as it is, and at times I know it's been hard for all of you to do the things that you've done. That child now sees, well, what excuse do I have? My mother and my father faced this challenge and overcame it for me.
Exactly.
Well, I don't have an excuse.
And Governor, if I may, there were other families that wanted to be here
I
today,
agree about that.
and other families who couldn't because they've started new jobs.
That's
and,
good.
Yes,
That's good.
and weren't able to leave their new job. So, congratulations.
No, well, thank you. And listen, the congratulations goes to all of you. You know, what I do in this job is to try to give people opportunities to succeed. Right? You give opportunities to succeed, and then the story becomes, what did you make of it? And that's why it's such a great story, is because all of you have made something of that opportunity. You didn't waste it, you used it. And to hear about all of you now taking care of children who otherwise would be in foster care, feeling abandoned, feeling alone. And we know what that will do to a kid long term, right? We know how hard that would be. And there's nothing in the world that matters to a child more than the love and the presence of their parent. And so this is what this does, and you know, that's going to mean that the next generation of children in New Jersey are going to have a better chance at starting off in a better place.
Yes.
We don't know where they'll end up. That's up to them. Right? We can only do so much. But if we start them off in a better place, how great is that?
Yeah.
Yes.
We've done part of our job.
Yes.
So I'm thrilled for you, and really, you know, wanted to come here and announce the expansion of the program with people who have benefited from it, to let you know that because of how well you're doing, you're going to give a whole bunch of people in Middlesex County now a chance to have the same chance you had.
That's great.
If you had failed at it, it would be a lot harder for me to go to the legislature and justify spending more money on this program. But I could go to them and say, we have to expand this program, you need to spend more money because look at the success stories we've had in these other counties. And so part of what you should feel good about today and why I wanted to do it in this setting and not just in Trenton was to let you know that as much as me, you are responsible for the increased opportunity for people in other parts of the state because of your success. Because I can point to each and every one of you when justifying spending this money to the taxpayers and to the legislature and say, no, this is a successful program. This is the kind of program we got to support and expand, and it's because of you. So you're paying it forward by being successful and showing people that if we provide the resources and the opportunity to people to have a meaningful second chance, that there are lots of people in the state who are going to make the most of that and have a better life. And you guys have a better life because of it. And that's what we're shooting for, so congratulations. Thank you for taking the time to come today and let me do this with you. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Yes, you and your families, God bless you, and enjoy the rest of the summer as much as you can. As much as you can. And the kids will be going back to school soon, so that'll be good too. By August, I'm about ready to have them go back. You know, let them go back and start doing something. I'm sick of keep telling them to read. You gotta read, you got summer reading, you gotta read. Because in June they say, well, we just got out of school. In July they say it's just the beginning of the summer. So I was having this argument last night with my son. I'm like, dude, you have 3 books to read. You're halfway through the first one, and it's August. Like, it's almost,
He's right on schedule.
yeah, so you're right on the as far as he's concerned, it's going perfectly. You know, like, dude, you gotta start. Like, Ian, do I have to sit here? And last night, actually, I had to sit there and go, okay, we're going in this room, and I'm gonna sit here, and I'm gonna have my book, and you're gonna have yours, and we're gonna do this for half an hour and knock it off. And Mary Pat's just relieved that, like, I did it, and she didn't have to do it. And she said, yeah, your father's doing it now. She kind of gave that little smile, like, you thought I was bad. Wait till you have to deal with him.
Yeah, the school email came was like, he has to read such and such. So
Yeah.
did you have something to do with that?
No.
Oh.
No, I had nothing to do with that. I had nothing to do with that. No, I'm a victim like you are. I'm a victim of it the same way you are. I'm trying to make sure they do what they're supposed to do before they get to September. I'm like, it's August, man. And I said, it's August 2nd. I said, you've got 30 days to read 2.5 books when you had, 90 days to read 3. So we're getting down to the
I can't wait till she start being able to read because I'm reading like 4 or 5 books a day, like for real.
Yeah.
I have a room just full of books. Like,
That's great.
yeah,
Well,
she loves
that's going to serve her really well when she
She's
gets to
pretty
school.
smart, so.
That's good. Well, and now you got the place to put the books.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Big hope.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to be here. I appreciate it very much. Jacques, great work.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much.